When many people first hear the name Cao Cao, they are usually given a very simple story. He is often described as the villain of the Three Kingdoms period, a ruthless and ambitious warlord who betrayed the Han Dynasty and stood in the way of the good guys. But this image tells us more about later storytelling than about the real historical figure. To understand Cao Cao, we must look at the world he lived in. Cao Cao lived during the final decades of the Han Dynasty, a time of deep political collapse. The empire still existed in name, but real power had already slipped away from the emperor. Corruption was widespread, court politics were paralyzed, and local officials acted independently. Banditry, famine, and rebellion were common. In this environment, the old moral order no longer functioned. Survival required adaptability, intelligence, and decisiveness. What made Cao Cao different from many other warlords was how clearly he understood this reality. While others still tried to appear loyal to a system that was already broken, Cao Cao accepted that the rules had changed. He believed that order could only be restored by strong leadership and effective organization. This belief shaped every major decision he made. One of Cao Cao's most famous principles was his attitude toward talent. He believed that ability mattered more than reputation or moral labels. He openly stated that he would rather employ a capable villain than a useless good man. To many people, both then and now, this idea feels uncomfortable. But in a collapsing empire, Cao Cao understood that incompetence was often more dangerous than immorality. His priority was results. Because of this mindset, Cao Cao attracted a wide range of talented individuals. Strategists, scholars, administrators, and generals all found opportunities under his rule. He did not rely solely on family background or noble birth. Instead, he rewarded performance. This allowed him to build not just an army, but a functioning political system. Compared to other warlords, Cao Cao's state was more organized, more disciplined, and more efficient. Perhaps the most controversial decision of Cao Cao's career was his control of the Han Emperor. Rather than overthrowing the dynasty outright, Cao Cao chose to rule in the emperor's name. This move was deeply strategic. By controlling the emperor, Cao Cao gained legal authority and symbolic legitimacy. He could present his actions as efforts to restore order rather than personal ambition. To his enemies, this was manipulation. To his supporters, it was political brilliance. Militarily, Cao Cao proved himself to be both bold and pragmatic. His victory at the Battle of Guandu was a turning point. Facing an enemy with far greater numbers, Cao Cao relied on strategy, logistics, and timing rather than brute force. This victory secured his dominance in northern China and confirmed his reputation as a capable commander. However, his later defeat at the Battle of Red Cliffs revealed the limits of his power and ambition. Cao Cao was skilled, but he was not invincible. Cao Cao's influence was not limited to warfare. He was also deeply involved in governance and reform. After years of chaos, farmland had been abandoned and populations displaced. Cao Cao implemented agricultural policies that encouraged farming and resettlement. These measures helped stabilize food production and reduce suffering among civilians. For ordinary people living under his rule, life became more predictable and secure compared to regions controlled by less organized warlords. Another side of Cao Cao that is often overlooked is his role as a poet. His writings reflect the uncertainty and brutality of his era. They show a man who was keenly aware of death, ambition, and the passage of time. This human side complicates the image of Cao Cao as a purely cold and calculating figure. He was ruthless when necessary, but he was not blind to the cost of his actions. So why has Cao Cao so often been remembered as a villain? A major reason lies in cultural values that developed later. Traditional Chinese political thought emphasized loyalty to the rightful ruler and moral legitimacy. Cao Cao, who held real power without formally taking the throne, appeared threatening and unorthodox. Later literary works, especially Romance of the Three Kingdoms, amplified this image and contrasted him with more idealized figures like Liu Bei. From a modern perspective, Cao Cao appears far more complex. He was not trying to destroy order for personal gain alone. He was attempting to create stability in a world where old institutions had failed. He understood power realistically, without illusions. In many ways, he resembles modern leaders who prioritize systems, efficiency, and control over personal virtue. So was Cao Cao a villain, a hero, or a genius? The most honest answer is that he was all three, depending on perspective. He was a villain to those he defeated, a hero to those he protected, and a genius in how he understood power and chaos. Cao Cao matters because his life forces us to confront a difficult question: when a society collapses, what matters more, moral ideals, or the ability to rebuild order?